Kids are getting more and more out of control. How can we as educators reinforce good behavior? Why is it important? Well, in order to help students be successful, we have to get their behaviors under control. How do we go from this to that? Pbis, of course. What is Pbis? According to Sugai, Pbis is a framework or approach comprised of intervention practices and organizational systems for establishing the social culture, learning, and teaching environment, and individual behavior supports needed to achieve academic and social success for all students. Pbis is not a curriculum you can purchase or something you can learn during a one-day professional development training. It's an ongoing commitment to supporting students, educators, and families through systems change. When you implement Pbis well, students experience improved behavioral, social, emotional, and academic outcomes. Schools and programs reduce their use of exclusionary discipline practices and improve their overall climate. Pbis emphasizes 5 interrelated elements: equity, systems, data, practices, and outcomes. As you think about equity in your Pbis implementation, ask yourself, how can we enhance the experiences and outcomes of each educator and student? As you think about the systems supporting your Pbis framework, ask yourself, what can we do to sustain our implementation over the long haul? As you think about the data available to you, ask yourself, what information do we need to make effective decisions about our Pbis implementation and outcomes? As you think about the evidence-based practices you implement, ask yourself, how will we support our students' behavioral, social, emotional, and academic growth? Finally, you have outcomes. As you think about the outcomes you want to achieve, ask yourself, what is important to each of our communities? Educators and practitioners provide a continuum of academic, behavioral, social, and emotional support matched to students' needs. I will describe this continuum across 3 tiers of support. At the very bottom of my pyramid, you will see the green tier marked all. At this tier, practices and systems establish a foundation of regular proactive support while preventing unwanted behaviors. Schools provide these universal supports to all students school-wide. On my pyramid, the yellow is Tier 2. Tier 2 practices and systems support students who are at risk for developing more serious problem behaviors before those behaviors start. These supports help students develop the skills they need to benefit from core programs at the school. Finally, at the very top in red is Tier 3. Tier 3 students receive more intensive, individualized support to improve their behavioral and academic outcomes. At this level, schools rely on formal assessments to determine a student's need. Looking at my graph, you can see how schools who have decided to implement Pbis have shown great improvement over the years. So if you want your school to go from this to that, I encourage you to have your school look into implementing Pbis. For more information on Pbis, go to www.pbis.org.